Canada intends to recognize the State of Palestine at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in September 2025.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced that Canada plans to formally recognize the State of Palestine during the UN General Assembly in September. The move follows a declaration co-signed by France and 14 other countries, signaling a wave of future recognitions. France and the UK have already declared intentions to recognize Palestine. The move by Canada, the UK and France to recognize a Palestinian state comes as the hunger crisis in Gaza deepens. Australia and New Zealand also signed a joint statement indicating they may follow soon. The declaration affirms a commitment to a two-state solution where Israel and Palestine coexist peacefully within secure and recognized borders. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese confirmed he had discussed the Gaza crisis with UK counterpart Keir Starmer. Albanese reiterated support for Israel's security and Palestinians' right to statehood, adding Australia's recognition would depend on the right timing to help negotiations. Starmer said Britain was prepared to recognize Palestine in September if Israel failed to commit to a ceasefire and long-term peace. The Gaza crisis has drawn global concern amid famine warnings and reports of over 60,000 deaths since Israel's October 2023 offensive. The New York call has been signed by countries like Iceland, Ireland, Spain, Norway, and others who have already recognized Palestine. It also included states like Canada, Australia, and Finland. These countries have yet to make the recognition official. Israel, however, condemned the moves. Edo Moed, Israel's ambassador to Canada, said Israel will not bow to the distorted campaign of international pressure. Israel's UN ambassador Danny Damon called the recognitions hypocrisy and said they legitimize terrorism. US President Donald Trump has responded critically to the recognitions. Trump says it will be very hard to make a trade deal with Canada. His trade threat comes a day before higher tariffs on countries without a US trade deal set to begin. Canada will face a 35% tariff on most goods it sells to the US from Friday if a deal is not reached. Palestine is a state that does and does not exist. It has diplomatic missions and Olympic teams but lacks defined borders, a capital, and an army. The Palestinian Authority has limited control under Israeli occupation in the West Bank while Gaza remains in the grip of a devastating war. Recognition is mostly symbolic, a moral and political gesture with little immediate impact. Still, global support is growing, driven by the Gaza crisis and renewed calls for a political solution.